Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Hope you're having an excellent day today. In this video, we're going to have some fun chatting guitars. We're going to talk about a bunch of different styles of guitars, both electric and acoustic, and why I think they're essential to every player's arsenal. So I'm going to share some of my top picks in each one of these categories, and of course, I'd love to hear your guys' opinion too. Now, last year I did a video highlighting my top 5 iconic electric guitars. If you're curious what my picks were, beyond these 3, obviously, you can follow the link above. Lots of good comments there as you guys gave me your top 5 list as well. But today we're going to go beyond just electric guitars and expand it a little bit. Let's get started with guitar number 1. Guitar number 1 is something that every guitarist should have in their toolbox. That is the acoustic steel string guitar. Choosing an acoustic guitar can be just as daunting as picking out an electric. The wide variety of body shapes, types, thicknesses, construction can seriously be overwhelming. And while any acoustic steel string can really cover country and blues, fingerstyle, folk, and really any sort of rhythm playing that you might need, I do have a favorite, and here it is. So my pick for acoustic steel string guitar is the Grand Concert or the Grand Auditorium. So for me, the Grand Concert and Grand Auditorium shapes are the perfect amalgamation of a bunch of different features. First of all, the guitar shape, very reminiscent to a classical guitar, so it really gives it a little bit of an iconic look. Secondly, very playable. Because of that shape, it's really easy to reach around. It's not too thick, it's not too big, so players of all shapes and sizes will really feel comfortable on that shape. And the tone. So although you don't have the low end of, say, a jumbo or a dreadnought, especially if you're playing with other players, those frequencies are going to get cut out by the sound engineer anyway. So it's a good compromise between a nice balanced sound without too much boomy low end and without getting too thin. So shape, tone, and playability, perfect combination. Now the second guitar that I think every serious musician should have in their arsenal is an electric guitar with single coil pickups. So why single coil pickups? Well, they produce a tone that's unlike every other pickup. Certainly a humbucker can get bright, it can get brash, it can get cutting, but with a single coil, you get all the chime that a humbucker struggles to get. And of course, the note attack or that kind of snap and pop to each note is definitely unique to the single coil. So Strat style guitars are the most popular instruments ever made, and for good reason. They give you that classic iconic tones from Hendrix to Stevie Ray Vaughan to Mark Knopfler to Eric Clapton and everything in between. So versatile, so playable. Here are my picks for single coil guitars. So I'm totally cheating on my picks and I don't care. Here's my recommendation for a single coil guitar. Humbucker single, and I'll explain why. So with this pickup configuration, you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get that classic neck pickup for like I said before, like SRV, thick blues tones. You get position 4 for that classic Strat quack. Position 3, that middle single coil, is as bright a single coil as I personally need. And let's be honest, a Tele bridge pickup kicks over a Strat bridge pickup. So if I want that tone, pick up a Tele anyway. So having the humbucker, perfect. You can play metal, you can play heavy rock, you can play classic rock, and all while getting rid of 60 cycle hum. So if you're new to guitar and you're like, should I get single coils? Should I get humbuckers? Dude, it's all right here. Guitar number 3 that every musician should have in their arsenal is an electric guitar with humbuckers. like the single coil pickups, there's just certain tones that humbuckers can get you that other pickups can't. There's a certain fullness and roundness and creaminess and liquidness to that neck pickup, and a certain, brightness and, chunkiness and rockiness to the bridge pickup. There's a reason why humbucking pickups are used in both jazz guitars and in high gain situations as well, and that's because they are silent. So single coils are very susceptible to hum and buzz. Humbuckers, hence the name, are very resistant to that type of noise. So they tend to be very, very quiet. They were introduced to the Les Paul in 1957 and pretty much changed everything. So here are a couple of my favorite humbucker equipped guitars. We've got the Epiphone BB King Lucille. Amazing guitar, tons of mojo that doesn't break the bank. On the other hand, we've got a 59 Les Paul. At this point, you might be thinking, Daryl, did you spend $500,000 on a guitar? You are out of control. Certainly I did not. I didn't spend the $6,000 to $8,000 for a Gibson reissue either. This is the Eastman SB59. Built to 59 specs for, a fraction of the price, but certainly there's tons of Epiphone Les Paul models as well. So depending on, which style of guitar you like, 355 Les Paul, tons of options out there. These are a couple of my favorite. Guitar number 4 that every musician should have in their arsenal is the original acoustic guitar, the Nylon String Classical. Now, much like the tonal differences between a humbucker and a single coil, so are the differences between a steel string and a nylon string. So, a steel string acoustic is bright and present and snappy, and a nylon string is smooth and expressive and full. So, big differences between these two types of acoustic guitars. Now, the classical guitar is the genesis of all acoustic and electric instruments as we know them today, hundreds of years before anything what we would consider modern in the 19th century. So such a rich history, so much repertoire written for that instrument. It absolutely should be in everybody's arsenal of guitars, and it gives such a beautiful and expressive tone that really can't be matched. So here's my pick for Nylon String Classical. Now, as a person who doesn't play classical guitar for a living, this is my pick. This is the Godin Multi-Act Nylon. Beautiful nylon string guitar, obviously resistant to feedback. You can plug it into an amp, you can plug it into a computer, you can plug it into a PA system. It's got a synth port for those who are inclined, plays like butter. So for somebody like me who needs, a nylon string sound from time to time, this guitar absolutely fits the bill. It's one of their most popular models, and for good reason. Absolutely amazing guitar. So we've talked about acoustic steel strings, single coils, humbuckers, and nylon string. Well, that pretty much sums it up, doesn't it? Well, when it comes to guitar, there's always room for one more. Let's talk about my wildcard picks. These are guitars that offer different or unique tones. Let's check them out. Wildcard guitar number 1 is this Telecaster with Filtertron pickups. I've really grown to love these pickups over time. They're silent like a humbucker, but have some of the brightness of a single coil, so a great compromise, and into Telecaster, an awesome fit. Wildcard guitar number 2 is something with P90 pickups. These are souped up single coils, usually with ceramic magnets on the bottom and adjustable pull pieces. They're loud, they're noisy, they're aggressive, and they give you a tone unlike any of the other pickups. And finally, the Jazzmaster with its giant single coil pickups. Lots of hum and buzz with these guys too. They look like P90s, but they're constructed and sound very different. I did a comparison between the two. You guys can check that out if you're interested. With the 1 meg pot, it's got like shimmer for days. It's just a bright 60s iconic guitar. Great addition to anyone's collection. So what I want to know is your guys' list. Give me your favorite steel string, single coil, humbucker, nylon string with one alternate. So give me a list of your 5 favorite guitars from that category. I'd love to hear them. So if you're new to guitar, hopefully some of these instruments resonated with you, so you know where you're starting, where you might want to go. And as you expand over the years as a musician and you want more tones available to you, hopefully it helped. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. You can pick up the 3 Legends t-shirt from my store in the video description below. You can check out the tab store, all that stuff on your way out. Have an awesome week, you guys. Take care.